Let's get to the MLB.
Yes!
Never mind.
You mean the team that's gonna that has ruined baseball and will cause?
Wait, hold on.
Whoa!
I'm going to start there. Hold on. I'm starting there because I am pushing back on this narrative that the Dodgers are the big bad Dodgers and they've ruined baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, did you watch the World Series? Who was the better team in that World Series? Because I'll tell you right now, it wasn't the Dodgers. They were not the better team in that World Series. Do you know how many things went right in that Game 7 for the Dodgers to even have a chance to get that to extra innings to win the game?
Well, here's the factor I want you to take into consideration too, Brandon. Blue Jays had a first-round bye. They were a top 2 seed in the American League. The Dodgers had to play in the wild card round. They were the 3 seed. They had to play 2 extra games. In an earlier round.
And it was a cakewalk for them against Cincinnati.
Okay, but then they blew the doors off Milwaukee, who was a really good team.
Yeah. I think last year the lineup-wise advantage would go to the Blue Jays, and the pitching advantage would have gone to the Dodgers.
I agree, but by the way, it also took Yamamoto coming out of the bullpen after he started Game 6 and threw multiple innings in Game 7 to get the game home.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'd say rotation was Dodgers' advantage, hitting was Toronto's advantage. That was a much closer series.
I guess my
than
point is this. 2 things can be true. We can all agree there is an economic disparity in baseball, but also
it's goes back a few decades now. We need to get rid of the court bankruptcy protections. I don't know how much you know about it, Brandon, but basically when the team was in bankruptcy, yes, before this current ownership group, they had their TV deal, like a lot of this tax stuff, not collectible until 2038 or 39 right now. That is what has enabled the Dodgers, not the deferred money part necessarily, but it's a larger problem that has led to them to be able to use the Tampa Bay model, which Andrew Friedman brought over more than a dozen years ago plus. It's the fact that their TV deal is so protected from the revenue distribution pool. They get to keep most of their money compared to any other team in the league. $330 million or so, give or take. That's the issue with the Dodgers, is that they've got an unfair loophole, not because of the team that's right now, but because of a past ownership group's utter incompetence that has given them a leg up. Because otherwise, who knows how this would all be working out. I'm not saying this as in the Dodgers wouldn't be still 2-time defending champs, but oh my God, they'd be in a whole different financial situation right now.
For the record, guys, the Rays, who are leading the American League, have the 4th lowest payroll in baseball. So
how many teams
I've
2015 have won the World Series if they didn't have a top 10 payroll?
I can look that up. I don't know that off the top of my head.
None.
Do you? Is it 0?
None. Yeah. None. The Royals are the anomaly. They're the anomaly.
Cubs, Astros, Red Sox. Washington
top
had
10. One. All of them. The Royals are
but
the
that doesn't mean they haven't gotten there. It doesn't mean they haven't gotten there.
But who's taken home the titles? I'm not saying this as a Dodgers argument, right? Every team since the Royals.
No, you're right.
Every single one of them, top 10.
My point is, it's not like a video game where you can stack your roster to all 99s and they're unbeatable. Like,
yeah,
I
don't like it. The most vulnerable they've been in the last couple of years because.
Let me be clear.
Yeah,
I don't like it either, and I know there's this conspiracy theory and I don't want to walk out, and I know it's going to happen. I understand it all.
Oh, this has been in the offing for like at least 5 years, man.
It's the Dodgers' fault.
It's not their fault.
But it's not the Dodgers' fault. It's not just their fault.
Also, it's a few other markets.
It's
look at Big Daddy Steve Cohen with his willingness to blow past
the only thing that got the Dodgers' attention was when they signed Shohei Ohtani and they did the deferment of payments. That's what got people pissed off about the Dodgers.
Yeah, because here was the thing. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, is that the Dodgers have an unfair loophole that, again, it's not like the current ownership created this. This was from the McCourt family, and I want Major League Baseball and their ownership to force the Dodgers to somehow give up that legal protection. That needs to be a first and foremost thing in negotiations. That will help. That will help. It will not be the cure, but it will help.
I do know what you're talking about, Fitz. And you're right. That has been a big reason why the Dodgers have been able to do what they've done. It's also the fact that there is no salary cap in Major League Baseball.
I also am going to slam the owners for going with an absolute hard cap, because here's the thing. The hard cap, as they are currently pitching it, still favors the big markets. It doesn't favor the small markets. It favors the big markets. You'll see more NBA, NFL style players trying to force their way into the bigger markets. Soft cap, 10-year contract limit at max. Don't do 5, don't do 6. That's going to favor the big markets. I want there to still be some of what we have right now, more of a focus on taking out what would be the NBA second, that apron, and reform the luxury tax into a true soft cap and actually have a spending floor. I don't like the owners, how they're trying to, not only that, but like all their proposals for the most part are to drive down costs for them. And honestly, they are ruining a really good chance to go about things here. They are really ruining their leverage. And I'm saying this as someone who's more on the owner's corner side while understanding the player's side. The owners need to get off their high horses. The union does too. But the owners, 10-year contract limit, don't go with the hard cap. Because here's why I'm saying that, Brandon, before you chime in. I know you have some thoughts on that. Don't make teams like Cleveland, like Tampa Bay, like Milwaukee have to give up their biggest stars because of a hard cap to a big market. That's my issue. You should be allowed to go over the cap to retain your guys. And it shouldn't be as punitive as the NBA's first and second apron system right now. That's why I want it to be a soft cap spending floor. Get the Dodgers freaking tax exemption or whatever you want to call it legally. Just kablooey it with, I don't know, bazooka, whatever it could take.
My only comment is, because you guys know what has my complaint been about the NBA for the last 8 years. We've had no villain. And the Dodgers are the MLB's villains. And guess what? The ratings are up. The World Series is up. It was probably the best World Series that I've seen in my lifetime. Second would be 2016. But yeah, it was two great teams. I'm not saying what the Dodgers are doing is great for the sport, because it's not. But
it's good to have a villain. It's just not good to look. Even Max Scherzer, when he was with the Nationals, he had some deferred money in his contract too. Deferred money was not a new concept because of the Dodgers.
No,
and it was done in moderation.
People were
what the
mad
Dodgers have
of
done is taken that to an absolute extreme. And
the way Ohtani structured his contract, he took it.
That's what started this whole conversation. That's what started the whole lockout.
So let me state this here. One of the things they'll need to address is basically you can't defer more than maybe 30% of a contract. You cannot allow a team, again, it should have been a 70 million AAV cap hit, average annual value. Instead, it's like 43.33 or 44.33 with how they did it. That's not okay. That lessens the tax bill but here's also, it's going to be funny in the future. Maybe not funny, right word. But when the bills all come due, if there's a bad financial crunch again, like there was with the courts, this is a different scenario, obviously, and the Dodgers can't pay those contracts in the future because of all the deferments, how much is that going to hurt them if they get into that problem?
Well, I want to go back to the trade deadline, Fitz, because there was a lot of talk about, was there going to, obviously Skubal was going to be on the move. It was reported for weeks. So there was a lot of talk about how many moves are people going to make because of the potential impending lockout. Are people going to be scared?
There were a lot more top 50 prospects moved than I thought there would.
Yes, that's my point. Go ahead.
I mean, just really and I got to give Chris Antonetti his flowers here. You go and get a couple of rentals with Nathaniel Lowe. He's a guy I've liked for a long time, not necessarily someone I've been super strongly about, but I love that you got a masher like him. You've already seen him make an impact in these first couple of games. Obviously, Foster Griffin didn't have the best of starts today. Honestly, it's always weird coming from a night game to a day game. It's one of those things. I have a hard time explaining to folks. But when you're learning a new staff, and especially there's going to be some adjustments for him. I think he'll be fine. But I mean, on the whole, Carson Bang, or Benj, rookie for the Mets. Oh my gosh. He got off fast start, hit a big skid, and then he's just been slowly picking it back up. That kid is legit. And unfortunately you had to run into him, and he's been hot. But to say nothing more of, speaking of just hot, Angel Henao. That is how you pronounce it, folks, not Angel Janao. And it's something that I'm just stating for the record, just because it's one of those things where even Angel Martinez, Jose Ramirez, Eugenio Suarez, you got to try and take into account there are names that are, pronounced based off of locale. And with Henao, I'm going to give credit here to the person who got him onto my radar. His name's Willie Hood. He had gone off of social media for about a year or so. But if you want to go and follow him, I'm going to just give him a shout out at Will HOO99. He was the one that first got Henao onto my radar. And the more I looked into Henao after he got him onto my radar a year ago, oh my God, I have been waiting for this kid to come up. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. And I was about to be pulling out Applebee's the other night when I looked at my phone after just having a late night dinner with some folks after playing a little bit of ball. I was like, bleep the hell, yes, he's coming up. But I hope he's probably, and this is somewhat based off of Willie's own words and just after being able to see him last couple of years develop, it's ironic that Francisco Lindor was in town, because this may be your best superstar developed prospect, homegrown, since Lindor. And I want him extended right freaking now.
Well, Josh, you were at the game too, and I don't know if Fitz, you don't know this or not, but our friend Josh is a Cubs fan. So 2016 was an interesting time in the Ungar household.
I will hold no qualms since I did not know Josh at that time.
Go ahead, Josh.
I can tell you when that third out was made, I went running up to my room, started playing Go Cubs Go. I thought I was going to cry. That's how
excited with the Cavs title. I felt that same way.
Oh, trust me. 2016 was great because I had my two
it would have been better if we didn't have this longest drought still.
Fitz, I'm surprised you didn't mention Joe Adell, but
I know that I know I was going to forget something, but Joe Adell, he had a breakout year last year for first time, a little bit down this year. Obviously, it's when you're a super uber talented prospect like he was. He's a 2017 first round draft pick by the Angels. Finally move him. Look, his glove isn't as great as people think it is. He's got a lot of athleticism. He's able to make a lot of great catches, but he's not the best defender. He's a solid defender. You'll have him for a year and a half. I like what he's been able to do so far, but right now, the thing is, and I forget who it was, but I'm paraphrasing what Austin Hedges said just recently. I forget who relayed this. It may have been the radio broadcast. Again, I'm just trying to recall. There are going to be some growing pains, especially, with a team that's still young and calling up some younger guys outside of the rotation. Even Messick's had his moments here and there where he's had to have some growing pains. You've seen Gavin Williams really take on the role of the staff ace, which is really, really good timing, especially given.
If you ask me, he should have been in that role from day one this year.
Well, he needed to. Well, he was close. He was very close. And honestly, I think Gavin Williams is on his way. If he does not hit a major speed bump, and I mean like for an extended skid, I think he's going to maybe be top 2 Cy Young in the American League.
I have a bobblehead right above my head that is the Gavin Williams bobblehead I got earlier this year from the one game. Yeah. I will be at the Padres game, Rock and Blast, next Friday night.
I know I'm going to a Guardians game against the Giants in a couple weeks. I know I'm going to one of those.
The Guardians are 0-4 when I've been to their games this season.
It's been split for me. The last one, I think, what was the last one I was at? Shoot. I know I went with a bunch of my buddies. Oh, I went to all 3 games against the Pirates. That's right.
Well, while you're thinking about that, any big national takeaway outside of the Skubal trade, obviously, that we've already dove into?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that the Tigers reached out to the Dodgers. The Tigers could have gotten a better return. I'm not saying collusion. Nada. I just don't know why it was like that. I'm just wondering if they just wanted to get the cloud hanging over their heads out of the way. One of the things I noticed just after having some tweet alerts that I was just looking at, a lot of teams said they were trying to target long-term controllable pitching, and they couldn't land it.
Makes sense.
So that was one thing that was kind of a little bit of a surprise. What was surprising to me was after the initial trade that kind of started the dominoes with Curtis Mead for Conley Early between Washington and Boston, that you only had to send out Jacob Cozart for Joe Adell. I liked Cozart a little better than most, though honestly, I mean, given that he was blocked by 3, 4, 5 guys in the organizational depth chart, that's a fair price to pay. But the fact that there's such a lack of right-handed hitting, not just in the outfield, just out in baseball right now in general. Among outfielders, it's probably the worst it's ever been, and that's more statistical based. I don't know where right-handed hitting has gone. And the Guardians didn't do a damn thing to address that in this draft that they just completed. I know it's not the trade deadline, Brandon, but I am very disappointed in the Guardians draft, especially picking a guy like Trey Broussard over a kid who might have been 2 inches shorter at 5'10", had more power, more speed, 5-tool upside. And you take a guy like Trey Broussard who has to become Chandler Simpson in order to be useful. I don't think this draft class is going to look very well in a few years.
Can I ask you just a very quick question? Because then we'll move on here. But because I've noticed, because I just got like the MLB The Show video game probably about a month ago. And I just noticed, again, just playing it around using different teams, it feels like to me, maybe the fact that there's less right-handed sticks and less right-handed focus is more so that, is there less left-handed pitchers in today's game they're using?
Well, don't forget there's this left-handers in society in general, southpaws, are only 10% of the world population. That's how rare they are.
Maybe it's and let me ask
because
you again,
the main thing is also this, Brandon. Righty, lefty, lefty, righty. Right-handers have advantage against right-handed hitters have advantage against left-handed pitching.
Yep.
And right-handed pitching will not have the advantage against left-handed hitting.
No, that's true. Well, the other thing is there used to be what back in the day you were called, and you know this, but you were called a left-handed specialist. Now,
a loogie was what you're called.
Now, because of the free batter minimum, I feel like that's sort of gone away a little bit. Has it not?
It has. The only way it would really apply. The only way it would really apply is if you were to have let's say 5 2/3 innings, your starter goes, you pull a guy in from the bullpen and he gets that guy out. That would still technically be a loogie, but
Yeah, that's the one.
Here's the thing: if they finish the inning, they can be pulled out right away. They don't have to get another 2 outs.
Yes, that is the one rule that I haven't really cared for. I get it; it has sped up the game a little bit, but it does feel like it takes away a little bit of strategy.
I get where you're coming from, but it also is like they were trying to find a way to get offense into the game again.
Yep.
And the deadening, and this is before pitch clock, right? They make these changes before the pitch clock.
Correct.
I wonder if they dropped that loogie restriction, or like, I don't know, lessened it. What can happen? But it honestly, you've got me thinking now.
All right, well,
the pitch clock.
But I do want to say one other thing on the trade deadline. I was shocked by the amount of interdivisional trading, especially in that AL East and NL East.
Yeah, Adley Rutschman going to Boston.
Not because of just the Adley Rutschman deal. Like Rays and Orioles, even this past offseason and at the trade deadline, Shane Baz, Tyler Wells. I'm wondering if this is going to become more of a norm rather than the exception. Not necessarily for blockbuster types, because I'm going to just tell you this. I can't say too much right now. Maybe in a few years I can tell you a little more. But just based off of something I heard from folks out of Baltimore last year, Mike Elias is an utter idiot. He is an utter idiot, and he doesn't know talent for you know what.